What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrubae here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And listen, I've always thought it's a little bit weird when people stay at an Airbnb where the host is hanging out with them. I don't know, I know some people prefer it that way, that's just my personal opinion, but today I wanted to talk about this insane story I found where apparently this Airbnb host was chilling with everybody in the Airbnb and said, hey, I'm gonna whip you guys up some spaghetti, don't you worry about it, and used dog meat as the meat in the spaghetti sauce. This is why you gotta be careful who you hang out with, ladies and gentlemen. Either way, I thought the story was nuts, so without further ado, let's get into it. And press the like button or no joke, no scam whatsoever, your Airbnb host is gonna feed you dog food. TikToker claims Airbnb host fed guests spaghetti topped with dog food. Alright, I don't know if this makes me a little bit germophobic, but I have a thing where, like, I can't eat someone's food if I don't know them. It's nothing personal. Obviously, I can trust restaurants and whatnot, but if I pull up to a potluck and I don't know what your kitchen looks like, I can't eat the food. For the simple reason being, how do you know if this person's kitchen is gross? How do you know if they wash their hands, bro? I'm just saying, it's hard for me to trust just like a random person to make me food. My question is, how did they not notice and why did they still eat it? I mean, I don't really know what dog food would look like cooked. I've never like opened a can of dog food, plopped it in the pan, heated it up like some Spam and thrown it on a sandwich personally, but I feel like it would be pretty obviously like not good quality ground beef. I don't know. I guess I've never really paid that close attention to the ground beef whenever I'm eating spaghetti or anything, but dog food has a very dog foodish smell. Anyone that's ever opened a can of dog food will know what I'm talking about. I just feel like that smell would have been very, very pungent and like easy to avoid. Do you think they just low-key wanted to try it? Okay, yeah, we know this weird dude just cooked us spaghetti with dog food, but come on, you're not the least bit curious what Fido eats, huh? Not at all? Not at all? A TikTok creator by the name of Miss Mystery Jones, who allegedly is a former Airbnb employee, claims that she experienced guests calling in complaints because the host fed them spaghetti topped with dog food. Bro, I just also feel like I mean, I know it's a part of the website. There is something so bizarre about going on vacation with all your homies and then just hanging out while the guy who owns the house is also in the living room. Like, maybe he was just really lonely, you know? He just wanted to rent out a few rooms on Airbnb because then it would force people to hang out with him. It's not like they can tell me to leave my house, and in return for hanging out with him, he just wanted to make him a good meal, popped open the best dog food money could buy. People love this stuff, right? Maybe it's just what he eats for dinner, you know? Like, you know that Extreme Cheapskates episode where that lady is feeding everyone cat food because she says it's cheaper than tuna? Is that this guy's thing? He's just trying to save money by feeding all the homies dog food? Over the last few months, Airbnb users have experienced a variety of issues with their rentals. The issues have varied from one user thinking their Airbnb was recently a crime scene to another being left mortified after finding what they thought were hidden cameras. Miss Mystery Jones shared yet another Airbnb horror story on TikTok where she claims guests were fed dog food on top of their spaghetti. Yeah, I do feel like there's been a lot more stories recently of just absolutely insane Airbnb interactions. Like, I never did used to be paranoid if I got one about checking every room for hidden cameras, but I've just seen way too many videos online now of people walking around the Airbnb finding cameras. And sure, a few of them might be fake, but let's be honest, you can just sign up your house to Airbnb. Somewhere out there, some crazy dude has cameras, so you might as well check. It's not like you want to be secretly filmed. I don't know, Airbnb is definitely going through a pretty rough PR situation right now, especially if people that used to work for them, their NDAs expire and they can just start posting all the crazy stories. Yeah, one time an Airbnb host drove his car through the wall, jumped out in a orange morph suit and screamed, "Oh yeah," like the Kool-Aid man. And when they asked him to leave, he said, "You can't tell me to leave, it's my house." Like, just some absolutely insane, unhinged behavior. The crime scene one is insane too. Like, imagine you pull up to the Airbnb, they still have all the crime scene tape wrapped around the house. You walk in, there's chalk outlines on the ground. You ask the host, you're like, were there bodies there? No. They were playing a really fun game called Trace While You're Sleeping. It was very, very sick. I stayed with them and hung out last night. On June 24th, the TikToker uploaded her now viral video explaining that she used to work for Airbnb and had horror stories to share. Starting off the story, she explained that the customer first called in to complain that the host was living in the same area. You can't do that if it says private, it's a shared space, so we had to call the host and have them change it. Then the guys explained they had a second problem, that she had made spaghetti to welcome them. The only problem is that it tasted really weird, so they checked the garbage and couldn't find any canned ground meat or any packaging for ground meat, but they did find dog food. Oh, it was some Karen instead. Yeah, bro, she's probably like, I've screamed at every manager in the area every time I've hung out with my real friends, so now no one wants to hang out with me. So I'm just going to trick people by listing my house as a private space on Airbnb and then just staying when they get here. I'm gonna be honest, that would just piss me off. Like, at first I thought it was a situation where somebody had purposely signed up to a shared space, and yes, this is still nuts. You never deserve to be fed dog food. But I would be like, yeah, I don't know, man. There's a propensity for people possibly being crazy. The world's getting wild out here. But the fact that they had signed up for a private space and showed up and she's like, I'm just gonna hang out, I would have been pissed. I didn't pay for you to hang out. I paid to have your house to myself. If I wanted to hang out with an old lady on this vacation, I would have invited my mother. I'm trying to get blackout drunk and wake up with nothing on but a pool noodle in the backyard. Oh, I'll make you guys dinner to welcome you. You're like, aw, this sweet old lady going to make us dinner. I bet you it's gonna be so good. It's been so long since I had a home-cooked meal. Huh, that's bizarre. It definitely tastes a little bit different. I'm shocked they started digging through the trash, bro. They probably wanted to make sure it wasn't expired. Their stomach started getting a little bit upset. Do you think when they got to the bottom and there was no ground meat, that's when they started looking around like, well then what was that? When they find the dog food, is their first thought like, oh, that wasn't that bad for dog food? Or was it like, oh, that explains it? I'm just saying, if they ate all of the spaghetti, then it couldn't have been that bad. I think I would have been able to tell it's dog food personally, but if they scarfed that entire meal down and then found out it's dog food, do you think when they found out they were a little bit surprised it was so tasty? In the comments, the TikToker revealed that the host did have a dog, so it's possible they accidentally used the wrong can of meat without noticing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call BS on that one, man. Like I said, I have opened cans of dog food. There's no way I would open it, plop out that gross, gelatinous, weird, disgusting food that comes out of that can and go, yeah, that's ground beef. I simply do not believe that this was an accident, you know? Like, I just don't think that could happen unless the person making the food has the eyesight of a literal bat. And in that case, well then maybe, but still, that would feel off. I'm just saying, like, ground beef has a very specific feeling if you've ever cooked with it. Like, if you have to touch it. Dog food, I've never grabbed it and just given it a squeeze, but it definitely doesn't look like it would feel the same. I'm just saying, I feel like there's so many chances to realize that you're using dog food, and the idea that, well, they did have a dog, so it was an accident. I'm not buying it, dude. This, in combination with them listing it as a private space and then staying too, would just show me that something's off. Even if they accidentally use the dog food, I don't want to stay here anymore. The last thing I want to do at an Airbnb is wake up with the host standing over me while I sleep going, you looked so peaceful while you were sleeping. Maybe I can watch longer. Like, clearly this person has a few things they gotta work out with somebody. That's not me, because I was just trying to rent your house, bro. I did not want to have to deal with all this. This is a good plot for a horror movie, though. Like, you're getting a shared space from an Airbnb and the person ends up being a psycho. I bet you that will be a movie in the next, like, 10 years, just because they make horror movies out of literally everything. That's a pretty good premise, though. Everything was normal when we first checked in, but then we realized the host was a vampire. Dun dun. So now we have to spend the next 3 days running around at night because it's a horror movie and we're too dumb to just leave. But still, you know, it'll be an okay movie. Check it out if you want, or don't, whatever. However, she did not mention whether or not they found out the meat was actually dog food. Many viewers took the comments explaining it's possible they didn't have ground meat marked waste as they may have frozen it in bags after purchase. As the video has received over 800,000 views since it was uploaded, it's clear the fans are interested in the story and whether it can be confirmed or not. Yeah, if you're waiting on this to be 100% confirmed, I got bad news for you. It happened a long time ago. She obviously doesn't work for them anymore. I think they'd probably have a problem with the customer service reps talking about issues they've experienced if they still worked there. And on top of it, unless they went to the doctor or got a stool sample taken, I don't know how they could really prove it. At this point, it's just a strong inkling. I believe that someone was crazy enough to feed someone dog food. I believe it. Only because we've literally seen on the Extreme Cheapskate show someone feeding somebody cat food without them knowing. I'm not saying she 100% did it, but is it possible? Yes, it's very possible these people got fed dog food. Either way, your Airbnb host just cooking you a meal when they said they weren't going to be there is probably a little bit questionable to begin with. Just be on the lookout, make sure they're using the right ingredients. If your Airbnb host wants to make you a meal, just make sure they're not using their animal's food, all right? That's what we learned from this story. Either way, I just thought it was nuts. I guess you got to be careful out there in the Airbnb world. Make sure no one's feeding you dog food. But I think that'll do it for the video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. If you did like the video, if you could press the like button, let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. It helps the video do better. If you don't know what to comment, just go ahead and comment dog food down below. It helps the video hit recommended. And if you like videos like this, subscribe if you're new and turn on those notifications. I'm going to be getting back on the daily grind, all right? I've just had a really busy week. It's just been nuts. I apologize, guys. But we should be back now. Anyways, guys, yeah, on that note, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, and don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace. Wow, that was a video, I would love to eat dog food. Now, you can watch another video, or I'll force feed you dog food.